Why, hello everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame. It is time for Operation Go Find Iceheart and convince her to help us make friends with the dragons to commence! Not a great name in terms of brevity, but we didn't have time to come up with something shorter. Okay, step 1. We need to go and enter the seat of the Lord Commander within the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. Well, see, at least I'm not the only one coming up with long names for everything. Hello, Temple Knight Guard. You would speak with the Lord Commander. Pray, make it quick. We don't have a great streak of that going so far this episode, but I'll try.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors, and unlike those messing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emmerich, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins.
It just occurred to me, now that we do have Estinian in our party, the camera is going to have to work real hard to keep both of us in frame.
I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then, carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
Well, we've got that approval at least. We're off to a good start here. I will say this for your plan. It has made keeping secrets from the Holy See seem almost entertaining. Happy to help. Having secured Sir Emmerich's support, we may proceed without fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say we can afford to dither. History tells us that the Dravanians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must needs track down and win over the Lady Iceheart, and then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time is against us. If you're ready, Estinian, let us be about our task. I agree, let's move.
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
Something sounds different. Alphinaud would see to one final matter before settling forth. Before we set forth, we must needs inform Tataru of our plans. Then I shall await you at St. Rinette's Forum. Tell your friend we may be some time. The roads you've chosen is neither short nor easy. Of that I need no reminding. Come, Dermot, let us head back to Forton Manor. On my way. Our course is set, Tataru. It may be some time before Dermot and I return to Ishgard. Well, just you be careful, all right? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends. If anyone can find them, it is you, Tataru. Farewell for now. Oh, before you go, you must put this on, Alphinaud. I made it specially. No, I couldn't possibly... Very well. Ooh. Look at you with the costume change. Looking sharp and slightly better dressed for the weather at least. By the 12, it fits perfectly. And the quality is actually rather good. I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I shall not fear the cold. 'Twas the least I could do. Now, I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey. Oh, she's the best. And there, now I won't worry about you freezing to death. That is a weight off the mind. Okay. Let's go find Estinian. Hello, the tall one. We're ready to go. This new attire will serve me well in the bitter cold of Kurthus. I shall have to thank Tataru properly upon our return. It looks great, and you look great in it. You've said your farewells, then. Aye, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady Iceheart without delay. Very well, but she'll prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking? In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Isael's movements, I propose we pick up the trail where she was encountered last, the Kurthus Western Highlands. Let us speak with Sir Redwald, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is like that he will know if any heretic activity has been reported in the area. Sounds good. Better dress warmly, I suppose. Ah, much more cozy. All right, Redwald, I'm back. Well, Master Dorami, what business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. The Azure Dragoon I know, of course, but I do not believe I've met this young gentleman. Alphinaud Leveilleur, at your service. And you're not mistaken as to the gravity of our mission, Sir Redwald. As I'm sure you are aware, the Observatorium has warned that the Dravanians gather for another assault. We believe there may yet be a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady Iceheart. Thus we've come to Falcon's Nest in hope of acquiring the latest intelligence on the Heretic's movements. I see. Then you'd be best served by speaking directly to my men. A patrol's due to return from its sweep of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remains of the Heretic refuge at Gorgain Mills. 'Tis possible they've... Gorgain? Gorgagni? Gorgania? I'm gonna say Gorgain. 'Tis possible they have unearthed information that could be of use to you. Master Durrami knows well the place I speak of, for it was he who first discovered it. Let us divide our forces then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol while the two of you visit this refuge. When I've completed my inquiries, I'll join you there. A wise use of our time. Come, Derman. I'm eager to learn what Sir Redwald's men have found in the Heretic's lair. Me too. But boy, we are in for a bit of a hike. Oh hey, it's one of those ether current things. So these are something that I'll be needing to collect as I find them, and usually they're not right out in the open like this. Usually you gotta go pretty far off the beaten path and use a little object, which I think I have somewhere in my... Where is it? Somewhere in my inventory. Right, here we go. The ether compass. I'll just put this on a hotbar somewhere. And you can hit this at any time, and it will tell you where the closest one is and in what direction. So you kind of have to play the hot and cold game a little bit. And there's usually... Hang on. There's usually... Here we go. Several of these that you need to collect. Only 4, it looks like, in this area. The green ones are the ones that you collect just from running around and finding them out in the wild. And these 5 up here, which will be yellow, you get from completing certain quests. Some of them will be the main quests from the main story as you go through the area. Others will be quests that become available as you proceed through the area in different regions. And usually these are extended quest chains in each area that sort of help to give some of the flavor of the local region. Some of the more interesting side quest chains that you can get involved in, though you usually only have to complete the first quest in it. It's a good way of kind of directing you to and encouraging you to try doing some of the side stuff to pick up some of that extra flavor if you want to. And if you don't want to, well, then it's just a handful of extra quests to do in the area to get the power of flight, and boy, that is a nice power to have. I am missing it already, especially given how big these zones are now. It's alright, though. We'll manage. Oh, hey, another one. Perfect. Sorry, folks, you'll have to wait. I ran all this way. There we are. Excellent. Okay. Now I'm ready for business. Just a simple farmhouse. It makes one wonder what other innocent facades the heretics have chosen to hide behind. Master Durrami, our findings, you say? Well, there is something of a tale there. No sooner had we chanced upon a promising-looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. 'Twould seem the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded. And you cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We've not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Derman. Can do. I'll have this sorted in a jiff. Oh, did you already do it? Oh. Oh dear. The creature took me by surprise. Forgive me. Until my hand stops shaking, I fear I shall prove more a hindrance than a help. Pray go on ahead, and when you're certain that the rest of these things have been slain, notify the expedition leader that it's safe to return. Oh, sorry, did you just get kind of startled there, bud? Hang in there. I'll get this sorted. Oh, goodness. Big. Hello. Tamed polar bears. Gracious. Large. Okay. Matter resolved. Oh, hey, you're here. And you look cold. You alright? My inquiries availed me not. The patrol leader had little to say beyond which of his extremities the frost had bitten the hardest. The beasts are slain, then? My thanks, Master Jarami. We may return to our duty without fear of a mauling. That you may, you're welcome. The expedition leader has a promising lead to aid you in your search for Lady Iceheart. Oh, do tell. You wish to track down Lady Iceheart, is this not so? The records we discovered ere those beasts mauled my comrades appeared to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of perusing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I'd wager those epistles contain more than friendly salutations betwixt lonely heretics. My interrogation of the patrol proved fruitless. Either we divine some clue from these letters, or we wander the snowfields and pray that the gods lead us right to Iceheart's door. 'Tis hardly a choice at all. Well put. All right, let's do some reading. Wait a minute, I see something shining. Ah, oh, we're just finding them around the area, I see. Got one. And a tahoo. And 3. Here we are. Thanks for the help, team. Real team effort picking up paper. Where are these damnable pages? I'd rather battle two score Avis than continue this confounded search. You're so impatient. I have found some few of these letters. Let us gather a respectable stack and see what secrets the expedition captain can wring from the collected correspondence. It feels like a few more big words than you had to use there, bud. Have you recovered much of the Heretic's correspondence? Here you go. What appears to be a record of past correspondence held between individuals regarded as heretics by the Holy See. Splendid. Added to the contributions of Master Leveilleur and Sarastinian, we now have more than a dozen letters. What have we here, then? Every one of these pages is a record of the dealings betwixt the Gorgain Mills heretics and their fellows in the Ak-Afa Amphitheatre. There are requests for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manner of provisions. Iceheart's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we'd thought abandoned. That amphitheater, by the way, if you have forgotten, is where we kind of tracked down Iceheart last time. It's where we ended up fighting her as Shiva. Just if the name didn't seem familiar. Alphinaud seems intent on traveling to the Ak-Afa Amphitheatre. Let me try that again, but I don't know if going slower is going to help. The Ak-Afa Amphitheatre. It felt like I think I said it right, but it still felt wrong. I don't know. Stop saying it. The Ak-Afa Amphitheatre. The very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the primal Shiva, was it not? If that's our destination, the journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of a treacherous tract of ice and snow that cannot swiftly be crossed. Then we must place our faith in the Ethernet. As you may recall, our dear friend Mundbrida succeeded in recreating the Ak-Afa beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady Iceheart. At the time, it was assumed that the resultant Aetherite would only be temporarily viable, but given that the heretics of Gorgain Mills seem to have been in regular contact with their brethren at the amphitheater, I'll wager it still functions. I suggest we make for the Aetherite within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Estinian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel system, a passage was discovered leading out into the Western Highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the Aetherite from this side of the wall? It should. House Durandare posted soldiers at the Western Highlands entrance after the tunnels were cleared, but they'll not deny us entry. Perfect. Sounds like a plan. I guess we're going then. Okay. You know, I was going to say this place looks lovely when the sky is clear, but then this started, so... Oh well. Now it just looks cold. Oh boy. Oh, it's where we need to go. Perfect. Sorry, Quay friend. We're fine. Okay. What ails our young lord? The moment we arrived at the wall, his face took on an ashen pallor. Does he fear facing the heretics within their own lair? He's a kid, man. Do you recall the first time you ventured into these tunnels in search of Lady Iceheart? It seems an age ago, does it not? Back then, I still believed myself the commander of the Crystal Braves. Still working through a lot over there, huh? Ah, the guests of House Fortin, accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you're welcome to enter the tunnels if that is your will. Assuming the, goodness, I'm gonna trip over this name every single time. Assuming the XIV beacon still functions, and we must pray to the 12 it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. Probably true. Amphitheatre. Amphitheatre. I'll get it one of these days. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured. Mayhap you should ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch. Oh, hello. Dogs of Ishgard! Is it not enough that you banish our beloved saint? Will you not be satisfied until the ice is slick with the last drops of our blood? Stay your weapons. We come under the flag of parley. We wish only to speak with your mistress that we might broker a peace. Do you think us fools, boy? It'll take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. You walk with the Dragon Slayer, and we know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. They give us a little choice. Come, brothers. May dragon wings bear us to victory. I mean, they won't, but the words do sound nice. I'll give you that. You will not defile this sacred place a second time. No, we did not come here to fight. Waste no words on them. They're deaf to reason. Almost got him. Come on, team. We can do it. Okay. They actually turned into dragons. By the Fury, they partake of the blood of dragons. 7 hells! Can dragon blood truly bring about such a transformation? You should not have come here, Ishgardians. Who said that? Oh, it was you. Or one of you. Stop becoming dragons, please. You're fortunate indeed. Behold the true power of our faith. Ah! What did I just say? 12 for Fend! At last, a foe I might sink my lance into. Well, at least somebody's having fun. Get him, Azure Dragoon number 2. You like it, Estinian? That's my new nickname for you. Let us not forget, I'm better at this than you. That's canon. There we are. Ugh, but they fight like demons. 'Tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders. I see no sign of Lady Iceheart. Would that we could have questioned one of them. What would you ask that we do not already know? They make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there will be more heretics to question. The cinders, you say? I confess, the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you might be so good as to enlighten us, Estinian. I suspect it is the heretics' way of referring to the Dreaming Dragon, an island of sorts found in the mists of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, 'tis told that the Azure Dragoon of the age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened unto the point of death and forced into a magic slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy Sea sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it, but you may be sure I speak true. A fascinating tale. We should make haste to this ashen isle. You guys should wear mittens. These are great. My hands are so warm. Only in a land where war has raged for 1,000 years could enough ash fall to bury a dragon the size of an island. The Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen beast, however, there's another place I would visit first. I'm told the Convictors have set up camp in Twin Pools. Their leader, Gentilot, may have information of use to us. But mayhap you're not familiar with that name either. The Convictors are dragon slayers, after a fashion, but I'm willing to wager that they encounter their fair share of heretics. If we are indeed walking into a trap, I would learn all there is to know of our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these Convictors then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution. Sounds like a plan. Thanks for the help, or at least letting us through. Trista Chambel. Bye! So darned gloomy out here. Just can't get a clear sky. Ooh, another of these. I'm really not used to these being so conveniently placed. Later expansions start getting way more trolly about it. Does give you a good reason to explore all the nooks and crannies of each area, though. Anyway, made it. Yellow. Well, well, what do we have here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the Convictors, are we? The hard-eyed lad looks promising, but you have a frail look about you, boy. I give you 3 days ere the wilds claim your corpse. I beg your pardon? Be not so quick to judge. I've seen this frail youth fell heretics with a flick of his wrist. And who are you to question my... By the Fury! That armor, that lance, the Azure Dragoon himself graces our camp. Pray forgive my disrespect, sir. I'm Gentilot, leader of the Convictors and fellow slayer of dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah, Lady Iceheart, is it? Aye, I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. That said, my own men can be, somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. You may wish to question them yourselves. Thank you, we shall. Derman, Estinian, let us make our way through the camp and see what information there is to be had. Okay. Darn, I love this cozy little looking outfit. So nice. Here we are. Alphinaud's eager to gather information on the heretics. Surely one of these people will have encountered heretics while out hunting. Pray speak with as many as you can, Derman. Will do. So, you see these blue plus mark quests popping up? Most likely, these two are two of the quests that I would need to do to fill out one of these little yellow gems here in this little bar, to eventually get all these gems and get the ability to fly in this area. And yeah, again, these are probably going to lead to extended quest chains, but you really only have to do the first one in the chain in order to get that little gem. But I'm not going to do it right now, off camera. Nay, I know of no heretics. Do you honestly expect me to keep track of every Ratemel, Vermont, and Bertinant that wanders in and out of our camp? I guess I don't. I can barely even say those things. Are there any heretics in the area? I've not the faintest idea. Why, a heretic could pass under my nose and I should be none the wiser. I hunt dragons, my dear fellow, the big ones. Forever do I scan the skies for signs of my prey. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry upon the ground. There's a lot of big game talking in this camp, I notice. You alright? I'm surprised Alphinaud wasn't looking like this just all the time, prior to Tataru's intervention. Looking for heretics, you say? Humph. Why don't you go and bother Heretic or someone? I definitely said that wrong. I have enough trouble keeping these preening fops fed and clothed as it is. 'Tis no business of mine what folk do with themselves out there in the wilds. Alright, fair enough. Hey, you! Unpronounceable. Help me out. Something I can help you with, my lord. Heretics, is it? Well, I've never seen one myself, but that ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two. We would be grateful for any information you can share with us. The gods know we've gleaned precious little from talking to the rest of these people. If it please, my lord, I'm Heretic, soldier by trade, though not much of one, if I'm honest. It weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up the spear, see. No, it was by order of Sir Gentilot's father. Still, as long as you keep paying my wages, I ain't fussy as to what they have me do. Not everyone's as patient as me, though. Plenty of lowborn lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. And once they've got to thinking how unfair it all is, it don't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. From what I hear, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it. That makes sense. That may explain how Lady Iceheart was able to expand her following so swiftly. Sad to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tripe and asked for seconds. Told me they were off to the Western Highlands to light a signal fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks, apparently. Send up some purple smoke and the bastards come to you. Is that so? Why then, I am minded to start a fire. Does seem like a good plan. Alright then. Fire starting. I like it. Guys, team, where did you— oh, you're right here. You're behind me. Don't sneak up. I'm not familiar with the building of signal fires, but how difficult could it possibly be? Estinian wishes to prepare a signal fire to lure in the heretics. Ah, see, this is the mark that lets you know you're gonna get one gem on the path toward flight in the area. So if you see a quest with this in it, you'll want it. I don't know why I'm explaining all this to you. It does not matter at all for this playthrough. If we're to lure our foes to our position, then we must find a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard the tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You're a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Derman? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one ere the heretics notice our beacon. Master Alphinaud, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. It'll take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again at the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. Okay. You don't have to walk through me, or over me, I guess, in your case. I am familiar with my shortness. Thank you. Ah, here's one. And so big. Large yak. So big. There we are. Oh, need another one. Okay. Oh, wait. Or do I need to, like— okay, no, I got it. Cool. Another one. And there we go. Okay. Let's go meet the crew way off here to the west. There's so much of this zone we've not even started to cover. These areas are so big now. There we go. Got the stuff, team. I left Ishgard on a mission of noble purpose, and now here I am scrambling for sticks in the snow. How can my hands be at once so numb yet so sore? It's good for you, bud. It would seem that collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alphinaud. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Have you the hides we seek? That I do. The bristly hide of a, now hideless, yak. Oh, that is quite purple, isn't it?
Ah, I should have known it would be you. Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Forgive my comrades their hostility. Few come here uninvited, and fewer still with good intent. Now, tell me why you are here.
We wish to speak with you.
So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion.
Well, thank you.
If you but knew the truth, the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest.
Oh.
Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me. That which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress. 'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elezen tribe first sought to claim the lands of Kurthas as its home. Unfortunately for them, Kurthas was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin. A war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman. That woman's name was Shiva. While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm Heresvelgar, in particular, so enchanted Shiva that she found herself growing to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elezen is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued Heresvelgar, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity. Though loath to perform the deed, Heresvelgar ultimately gave in to her plea, and soon thereafter the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted. Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady Iceheart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
Good gods!
Until recently, Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on Ishgard itself, though he knows full well the eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hreysvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of Ishgard, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Very well. I will take you to him. Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hreysvelgr resides.
That's a different reaction than we've gotten from Echo-type stuff in the past.
Is aught amiss, my friend? I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were. Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
Well, all right. It looks like we're about to start traveling into a new area, and that'll be quite fun, but let's go ahead and save that for Friday. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you then for that new area and more of this story. Do take care, and goodbye!